How you doing, guys? I'm the Bearded Devil. Welcome to my channel. Okay, this is basically a trial run. So if you're seeing this, then this will be the first half, I guess, of the video. This is just basically the setup. Nothing really crazy about it. What we're going to do is we're going to, once again, show that flat earthers, well, generally speaking, either don't know what they're doing or do know what they're doing, but are very disingenuous when they do that. Now, this tank is the same tank as before. As you can see, it's not a very large tank. It holds about, I think, 2.5 gallons. Really, it's more like 2, but whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill it up with the regular water, about 2 gallons. And then we're going to place some items in it. And we're going to see where everything's at in relation to, obviously to themselves, in just regular plain water. See what that looks like. Yay, 1 gallon. Alright. Makes you want to go to the bathroom, don't it? Come on. You know it does. You know you wanna. You know it. Anyway, we'll give it a minute. La 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 la. Okay, wasn't that fun? Yes. All right. Gallon number 2. Yeah, I don't know why I say, well, yeah, it's definitely not 2.5 gallons. I don't know why it's claimed to be a 2.5 gallon tank, but whatever. Anyway, so Brandon Toy decided to do a tank demonstration of a density gradient. And some very interesting telltale things. There were some things that were very obviously wrong about his setup. Wrong in the sense that, okay, it wasn't quite right. Particularly the fact that the water was extremely cloudy, and he had a layer of undiluted sugar at the bottom. Now, usually that means that the water is oversaturated. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I actually tried making cloudy water. And I have a small theory on why it was the way it was. It was a matter of when he added the sugar. Well, the extra sugar to oversaturate it. Because if you just add the sugar, right, the water does become cloudy. Right? It doesn't have time to dissolve. So you get a lot of bubbles happening, a lot of oxygen going on. So it does in some ways make it a little murky. Now, of course, you could add a shit ton of sugar to it, and that would sort of do that. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to place some items in the tank, and we're going to look at what they look like prior to adding the the arrows out there. Yeah, look familiar? The Red Roof Castle. Okay, now Brandon Toy had a dice, and I've got plenty of those. And for some reason, he said it was a large dice, right? That kind of made it look like his tank was bigger. And I'm going to put it in roughly the same position he had his originally. I want to kind of see just how something he said was a large child's dice, and it was supposed to be 11. The tank was supposed to be like 11 gallons worth in there, right? And it only filled it up to like I think it was a little bit 2/3 of the way. Uh, but I don't know. Something about it just didn't quite. And he had another one. He actually had another kind of a cube with a little planet in it. I don't have a cube with a little planet, but I got a 1D20. Yeah, why not? Wait, nah, it's not gonna stay whenever I do things. Anyway, but I also have I do have a sphere. It's not very big, so we'll put that. I want to put that right there. All right. Actually, it's kind of neat in the water. If you saw the way I'm looking at it. But I got a couple of extra things, right? I've got these little things right here. These little buggers right here, well, let's just say that they allowed me to understand something, a certain principle. Now, of course, regular water, let me get all the air bubbles off of them, and they sink. Right, so we're going to place those. They're very sensitive to density changes. So changes in density actually cause them, the more dense the material, well, the denser, I guess in this case, the fluid, they will get all the air bubbles off that. Don't want anybody accusing me of not being very scientific. We're going to place that one probably a little sideways because I like the idea of it. Wow, that clung to the side there. So we're going to put this one sideways a little bit. And the idea is that if there is, the air bubbles off of them, that's the only thing about them is they collect air bubbles in the little ridges. Because they are sensitive to the density differences, that you'll be able to actually see they'll float in the sort of denser areas. So as soon as there's a density gradient, these little buggers will float roughly in a it's not necessarily going to be the densest area, but it will be wherever they figure their equilibrium will be. Alright, so I gotta make sure there's no air bubbles in that. I had an air bubble, look at that. I don't think that would cause it to float, but you never know. Leave no stone unturned, as it were. Alright. So these should kind of, we'll do it where it's be able to see that a little bit. Make sure. There we go. Alright. Yeah, that's enough. It's enough shit in there. Okay. Real quick, we're gonna take a look at what this looks like. So it's gonna be jarring. Oh my gosh, there it was. It was jarring. Okay. So as you can see, gotta admit that looks cool. There's that dice. Well, the die, should I say? That of course now I can't focus on, but whatever. You can see it. Well, maybe you did use a novelty dice. I don't know. Because when you go like that, you can barely see it. Here, let me back up from here real quick so you guys can see everything. Focus. Focus. There we go. Okay. Just for, I guess, a point of reference, we'll stick that right there. Okay. So here we have a point of reference. Here's the back wall. Alright, so I'm not going to move anything. If I come down where everything lines up with the the top of the what's a doodle? The black stripe, the black border around the plastic around the fish tank. Line that up. Let's make sure we're lined up. Good deal. Okay. So you see that you can barely see the front dice. You can barely, we'll go down, you see, now notice at number 13, right? You got number 13, we'll line that up. And underneath that is a number 11. You see it's an 11 and a 9. So these, and you can't even really see the bottom of the castle. You can't see the small orb. And you cannot see any of the little fishing lures. You see none. So you gotta go up there. Admittedly, that does look really cool, just like that. All right, so here we are. We'll lower it again. You'll notice you can't see any of that. Cool beans, gravy. Okay. Pitch you all back. It'll be drying again. I would apologize, but I'm not really sorry. All right. Okay. Now, as you can see here, we have a scale. All right. So it already zeroes it out. If you take this off, you see how much the difference. All right. You can tear it again just in case. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add. It's approximately 250 grams per gallon, give or take. So we will add about 500. Was it 230? It was 230. I think it was 230, but this is 500 grams. Just on the safe side, just for it was 230 grams. Dang it, I wouldn't want to be incorrect. It's always good to double check. Anyway, let's just go ahead and do 230 grams. We're going to take out about it turns out to be, turns out I'm wrong, I can always add a little bit. That little bit extra. Okay, one more gram. Come on. Close. You know what? That works. Okay, now obviously this what I have is kind of in chunks, so we don't want those chunks. So just so nobody's accusing me of doing something weird, I'm just basically breaking up the chunks. I'm sure that they would end up creating very interesting gradients on their own as they dissolved. You would have just denser areas. Maybe. I mean, I could be wrong. Now, this is going to coat the inside. And you'll see that kind of that cloudiness initially. Now, the idea, of course, that it doesn't disturb the items in it. That's the hard part. Now I have sugar all up in my nails. Oh, well, anyway. So now we pour it. Yeah, see, already just the motion of me doing that causes those little the little lures to go the everywhere. So they may bunch up or whatever. But it'll be interesting seeing them float. Okay. Yeah, see, they're just... I don't want to really disturb too much. So we'll do this, and we'll move that there. That changes things. I know, and I really don't want there to be any changes, but unfortunately I can't really undo what has been done. Alright, so we'll move these over in front because they're already beginning to react. I haven't even done anything yet. Yeah, they're actually just straight up reacting to the... That is kind of cool. You can't see it from here, but I mean, the turbulence in there is fantastic. Anyway, so let's real quick, and you can already see that these little guys begin to float. That is something cool. So gotta admit, that's neat. All right. We will, I guess, check back in tomorrow when I get into the shop and see where everything ends up settling. I think it's going to be a very interesting result. But who knows? Anyway, catch y'all later.